Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Coding CADventure. I am Tiffany. Today we're going to talk about how to use the pick command, but to continue the pick command um, while you are selecting objects. So the trick on the pick command is the pick only picks one item at a time, and then so the selection of that item only happens during the pick command. It doesn't continue every single, like if you're going through a loop, it won't continue the selection of the item or the object in the model. So let's say you're selecting a sketch line and you're going to select a second sketch line. Well, it won't continue the selection of the first sketch line when you select the second. It clears the select set in that situation. So when you're looping through, the users may not realize what they have selected, which is kind of tricky because you would like, if you're continuing a pick command and you're continuing a selection, sometimes you want the user to know what they have selected. So this is just a short demonstration on how you can do that easily. Um, Mainly because when you're using the pick command, sometimes it can be difficult to use the select set or the highlight set to capture all that information for the selection process. And sometimes the select set and the highlight set will clear just automatically. So you want to kind of the process that I'm going to go through, we're going to use the highlight set kind of. But we're only going to use like the color of the highlight set. So it'll make sense once we go through the whole process. But I guess we will just go ahead and start coding. So we need a sub. Just to start, I've reused the same IVB from the last episode. And I just created a new module, and this is where we're going to put our code. When we get done today, the IVB will be available on the GitHub. The GitHub link will be in the description of this video on YouTube. So if you want to go to the GitHub and kind of explore around and see what we've done, you are more than willing to do that. So yeah, let's go ahead and start coding. So we need a sub. So we'll just do sub, and we'll just do pick and collect. So that's what we're doing. So the first thing object wise we're going to need is we are going to need a highlight set. We aren't going to use it for what the highlight set is used for, but we do need to create an object for an highlight set. So we'll go ahead and do that. Dim highlight set as highlight set highlight set equals this application dot active document dot create highlight set. Okay, so it's this application dot active document dot create highlight set. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a highlight set, but we aren't going to use it as a highlight set. So the next object we need is a object collection. So we'll just do demo collection as object collection. And then we're going to set that to equals this application dot transient objects dot object create object collection. So that's going to create two objects. We're going to use both of them. The next thing that we need to create is what object we're actually gathering. So we'll have a dim of sketch line in this case as sketch line. And then we're going to be using a process of looping through the pick command. So we need to create a loop. So I'm going to do that with a do while loop. So we'll have do and then loop while sketch line. And what it will do is it will loop through until sketch line is not nothing. Um, or it will loop through and continue to loop as sketchline is not nothing. It'll exit out of this the loop if for whatever reason sketchline is nothing. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to initiate the pick command. So we're going to set sketchline equals this application dot command manager dot pick. And in this situation, we need to use the K sketch line or sketch, what is it called? Curve. Yeah, line, linear filter. And then I'm just going to ask it to pick or ask the user to pick a sketch line or hit escape. And what that does is it's going to, if you don't know, escape exits out of the active command. So they just have to click in the model space or have Inventor active and then hit escape and it will exit the pick command. Um, so I typically put that in the message box for the user just because you may get new users that don't understand that that's what you have to do to exit out of the pick command. It's kind of just something that I've seen it help other users, so I just put it in my message boxes. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to set the override color of the sketch line. So, but we only want to do it if sketch line is not nothing. So what we'll do is we'll do sketch line dot override color equals highlight set dot color. And what that's going to do is it's going to take the highlight set's color, what it would typically change the color to during a highlight set, and it's going to change the override color of the sketch line to that color. The reason why I do it this way is because let's say you have, instead of like choosing a specific color, is if you have people that are on different themes, like like different color themes for their background of Inventor itself, it will know what that color what that highlights that color is default. So it'll work every time. And if you choose a color, it may or may not work on all the themes that are available with Inventor. So I just use the highlight set color. And then what the next thing we need to do is we need to add the sketch line to the collection. So collection dot add and then sketch line. And that's going to add the sketch line to the collection if sketch line is not nothing. All right. So the next thing we need to do is we need to revert the color back after the pick command's done. So when you loop through the pick command, or when you loop through and the pick command they escape out, the whatever object it's trying to create will be nothing. So that is what exits the loop. So when we go to the next portion of it is we're going to do a loop through the collection of objects that we've collected in the do loop. So all you do is do a for each sketch line in collection, and what you do is you just do O sketch line dot override color equals nothing. When you're looping through the collection and changing the override color to nothing, it changes it back to what the default color was. So what this is going to do is it's going to loop through the pick command as many times as you pick, and then as soon as they get out of it, it's going to change the color back to default. I would typically use this in some sort of form functionality. Maybe the user clicks a button and then you initiate a picking of certain objects. And then when the pick command is done, you have the objects that you want to do something with. Uh, then you'll continue your code to do whatever you need to do with those objects and then change the color back. Or you can change the color back first and then do whatever you need to do with the objects. It's just kind of up to you on what the selection, like what that process looks like. So I'm just going to add a stop and uh, and we'll walk through what this is doing. So what I'll do is we'll push play and the pick command is live. So it says pick a sketch line or hit escape. So we'll pick a sketch line. And you see how the sketch line is now an object that has values associated with it. And then we're going to step over and the color changed. Do you see that? And then we added that item to the collection. So you see how we now have an item, a sketch line item inside the collection. And then we'll just do one more time, pick another one, and a sketch line is now a different object, and we change the color and then we add it to the collection. You see how now we have 2 items in the collection. And this last time we're just going to hit escape, and then since it's nothing, it should skip that and then exit the loop. And then in this case, you would, like we said, you have some sort of button functionality that you're doing something with that object. Now you have a collection of objects that you can do something with, and you can continue. For each loop, you see how we're going to step through it, and it's going to change the override color back to the default, you see, and then it changes it back to default. So that's a quick and easy way for you to use the pick command and then get that data, get that information, and do something else with it. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you continue to connect with my content. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon.